Good evening. It's Uncle Matt. Is it dark in here for you? I thought I'd set the ambiance, the mood, because it's bedtime. Time for bed. Lights out. Tonight's story is about darkness. Tonight's story is The Dark by Robert Munsch, illustrated by Martchenko. It's a special story because 300 episodes ago, it felt like this place was dark. This is pretty much the start of when the COVID-19 pandemic started or was declared in Canada. And 300 episodes ago is when I read my first Uncle Matt story. So how appropriate to read something about the dark. Okay, let's turn some lights on. We're going to brighten this up. It's not going to be all nightmarish or anything. Let's get some lights on. Is that better? Okay, I hope so. And for the 300th episode, I thought maybe we would, tell 300 hilarious jokes for the 300th episode. Yeah, 300 jokes. Let's start now. I hope you have some time. We're not really going to do 300 jokes, but we are going to read The Dark. But I will tell some jokes, not 300 though. Here we go. Why did the gingerbread man need to see a dentist? Any idea? Anybody know? Because he had gingivitis. That was good, wasn't it? I know. All right. Oh, here's a good one. Not 300 jokes, remember? Not 300 jokes. We'll just tell a select few. All right. Knock, knock. Who's there? Nacho. Nacho who? This is not your house. Get out of here, quick! Yeah, I know. Okay, here's another one. All right. So, what happened when the ape walked into the ice cream parlor? Any idea? The banana split. Yeah, that's good. All right, here we go. Knock, knock. Who's there? Minnows. Minnows who? Minnows is stuffy. Got a tissue? That's the winter joke. It's got a runny nose and flap. It's not. Okay. All right. Let's see. How about one more for you? It's like 4 minutes into the story. Good thing I'm not reading 300 jokes. We'd be here all year. All right. Knock, knock. Who's there? Shave. Shave who? Shave the jokes for later. Let's get going. And on that note, thanks for this book, for the jokes. On that note, let's get into our feature story. The Dark by Robert Munsch, illustrated by Martchenko. And this book was originally copyright the text in 1979. They did a book, Martchenko, with illustrations in 1997, and this version of the book was copyright in 2019. And it's dedicated to Jewel Ann. Let's listen here. When Joanne came down the stairs for breakfast, there was a big cookie jar on the kitchen table. She turned it upside down, but nothing came out. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, no. So, she hit the bottom of the jar, whap, 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 and still nothing came out. Finally, she held the jar up over her head and looked in it. A small, dark lump fell out, bounced on her nose, and rolled across the table. Ooh. Joanne said, "What's that?" Her mother said, "What's that?" The small, dark ate Joanne's shadow and got a little bigger. The small, dark ate her mother's shadow and got a little bigger. "I think it's a dark," said Joanne. By this time the dark was as big as the toaster. Joanne's father came in and said, "Hey, what's that?" Joanne said, "It's a dark. It eats shadows." Does it look like me? Not the dark, the dad. Okay, Joanne's father picked up the dark and threw it out the window. The dark landed and bounced, boing, 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 down the street. The dark saw lots of car shadows and ate them up. The dark saw lots of telephone pole shadows and ate them up. The dark saw lots of house shadows and ate them up. The dark even saw some butterfly shadows and ate them up. The dark was now as big as a hill. It came back to Joanne's house, sat on the roof, and went to sleep. Good night. Oh, there's more. The whole yard was so dark that Joanne could not go out and play. Joanne's mother and father said, "What's this?" They ran out to chase away the dark. But it was so dark outside that they got lost. They could not even find the door to come back in. Joanne was very upset. Then she saw that the dark had not eaten her chair's shadow, so she broke off a piece and held it out the window. She yelled, "I've got food! Food!" The dark came right down the side of the house and jumped on the shadow. Then Joanne broke up the rest of the shadow into small little pieces and put them into the cookie jar. Right away, the dark flew through the window and jumped into the jar to eat the shadow. As soon as the dark was inside, Joanne put the top on the jar. She taped it with tape. She glued it with glue. She plastered it with plaster, and she roped it with rope. Then all her friends helped her carry it to the garbage can, and they dumped it inside. Her mother and father called the garbage truck. The truck came and took the dark away. It never came back. Never came back. All the shadows took a whole week to grow again. And that's all the time we have for Uncle Matt's bedtime story. Thank you for joining us for our 300th episode. 300 stories on YouTube. Can you imagine? If you haven't already, please subscribe. Like I had on my intro of my first story, I was just joking, trying to make money, looking for sponsors. Not really trying to do that. And in honesty, I didn't really think this would last this long. But 300 episodes, I'm going to keep trying to do episodes till the end of this COVID thing. I know it's a big commitment. It's a lot of stories. I've run out of stories pretty much. And if you have story requests, please write to me at this email address down here, or any comments. On YouTube, I have to turn off my comments because this is geared for children pretty much, although I know a lot of adults enjoy the stories too. But we're going to try to keep doing this. It requires a lot of energy, but it is a lot of fun. Hope you're enjoying the stories. Please subscribe. Please share the story. Tell your friends. And we'll see you next time. And that is all the time we have for Uncle Matt's bedtime story, our 300th episode. Looking forward to seeing you again. Goodbye for now.